It's a sign of his providence that the hallowed places are places where food may still be grown. The church grounds are the only spaces where the cursed weed does not dare encroach. It puts one in mind of the olive branch brought by the dove after the great flood. And like the great flood, we must put our faith in the Lord to overcome our adversity. He gives us victory against our foes and brings us once again the miracle of new life.
All right, we need to move. There are tunnels down here, over to the naval docks.
Right.
Poison gas. It was incredible. Knocks people down like Skittles. Imagine what'll happen once we have hold of one of those things. Expansion is everything. We must get hold of one of those machines. You truly think they come from Mars?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, the world's surface being limited, our object has been to take as much of the world as possible. But if we could go up there, an empire beyond the Earth, think!
Sir?
That's London.
I'll get you some water.
This cart's going to drop to pieces. It's rotten. My husband needs some water. Very nice of them to leave these things about. Is she a sensible person?
My wife. In most situations, yes.
Water? Seeing that, I'd say a sensible person would head for the coast.
I have a summer house in Shoeburyness on the Essex coast.
Does George know about it?
Yes, it used to belong to our mother.
Well, Frederick, if he can't get to London, if he can't meet you here, maybe he'll go there. Frederick?
Look, I don't know what's happened to George. I'm sorry. But our thoughts, for this moment, must be on our survival, on your survival.
We're gonna govern this mess. Fight back. We're to head north, do you understand? It's my duty, especially since the minister...
Yes, Frederick, I understand. Thank you for your help. What's the address for your summer
No, we have to go north. Listen to me.
Shoebury Nest, you said, yes?
Amy!
You won't be happy about going to France.
Goodness, you're right. Your nose is bleeding. Are you all right?
Yes.
Do you feel all right?
I'm just feeling a bit under the weather, that's all.
Look, I think the beach is just down there.
Oh.
You stay here, and I'll come back for you, all right?
Oh.
If it could be managed.
And other people there.
These men back.
Hasn't happened there.
All we know is it's happened here.
Calm down. Get away to the road.
They've wiped out the cities up there too. Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool at least.
What about the army? What has the army done?
Guns can't touch them. Mortars, shells, it's like bows and arrows against lightning. We have to ship out.
Keep those men out of the boat! Keep those men out of the boat!
You have to come on board the boat.
He'll be here somewhere, Frederick.
George isn't coming! He's very likely dead. And if by a miracle he isn't, then you'll have done him no good by waiting here to be killed. No, that means they are coming. It is quite clear we are finished. You have to go. You have to go. You're children only. Please live, live, live. Please do that for George and for my family. Please.
Frederick, please! Frederick!
Amy? Is Amy with you?
Yeah.
Amy!
Amy!
George! George!
You'll never lose me. Ever.
Come on! Let's go!
I'm sorry I'm not someone else.
It's all right. It's all right. Good night. Where have you been?
At death's door, mainly. First cholera. And then I got this. Trying to experiment with captured weapons. I was in a nice enough place for a while.
And then the food ran out. And you've got this fine young man. Where's George?
I lost him. Never saw him again.
Not much further. Then we can rest. Hello? Hello? Well, they've moved on, haven't they? Moved on.
I don't think I can go much further. Apologies. Just find me somewhere picturesque. Be right as ninepence.
Here we are. Well, we may as well stay the night. I guess my vote, stay the night. Well, someone's fighting back at least.
Get you inside.
There's a door here.
The heroic fight back and the great victory, it's rubbish. All of it. The wheat fields in America, the grain coming from Australia. It's a lie. There hasn't been a harvest this year anywhere. Any fool can see that.
And that's what they feed us, instead of real food.
We've got this totally wrong. We remember the wrong things.
About the war.
Do you think it's right to call it a war?
And what else? A massacre?
A visitation. A reconnaissance. A seeding.
What?
We may have won something, Mrs. Thing. Blown them up, killed them off. But can you really call this victory? This very much looks like a red planet to me. What if this is what they wanted? Send down machines to start the process of making Earth again. In the image of Mars. That's what the black smoke did. That's what it was for. Whatever it left behind has spread across the Earth like a virus. Growing first into the red weed, and then into the shards we see emerging from the ground. Harvests fail. The water's getting redder. Babies aren't born. Unless we can think of some way to stop this. This will not be our planet anymore.
How do you think the Martians died?
As it says in George Jr.'s picture book, gunned down by the Woolwich Arsenal and the might of the Birmingham Small Arms Company. Why do you ask?
Hello? Hello? Right, I think what we should do is try and find you somewhere to lie down. Should we do that? Should we begin there? Yes.
Oh. I just don't like to think of him. His body just left lying there.
Nobody's going to be left behind, don't worry. There you go.
What's your name? I'm George. Do you know what I think the problem is? Here, I'll tell you what I think the problem is. I think that some negligent fellow, has fallen asleep and he's forgotten to wake up. And all of us, you, me, Mrs. Elphinstone, Frederick and Amy, all of us, we've all gotten mixed up in his dream. And I think that we're stuck here until his alarm clock goes off. I don't think it's anything more to worry about than that, really. I think it's just a dream. And he will wake up. Sorry that I didn't find you sooner. She said things have been rather unusual.
I was a little bit worried about you, I'll be honest. Other than that, nothing too bad. I even half made friends with your brother.
Well, that's good news. So, the house is still standing, it's still there.
Mary?
I'm sorry to be a bother, but is there any water?
Oh, yes, of course. Let me see if there's...
George, there isn't any. I looked. She's asleep already, look.
When's this baby due?
About 7.5 months.
January? Is it January?
1906.
After Christmas, after the summer.
We have so many things to look forward to until then. What?
I saw lots of people killed. I saw lots of people killed. And there was one man who was a soldier. He wanted my hand, and I didn't give it to him because I ran away. Because you see, the thing is, Amy, is that I wanted to be alive for you and for the... And there was a baby on Mayberry Hill.
No.
And it was crying.
No, don't. Don't. All we need to concentrate on right now is survival, yes?
Yes.
You promised me that.
Promise you that. Promise you that.
It's just a box of matches and some candles. Must have taken everything else with them.
Under the table! Quickly!
We should go.
No, we don't know what's out there. We need rest more than anything. We have a child and a sick person. I'm not feeling too well myself, to be honest.
You are a little warm. How long do we stay? A night?
I love you. Love you, Amy.
How did it end for you?
Oh, I don't.
Hard to say.
I crawled up a drain. I think. I'd been scalded, you see. I had to get out of Weybridge, so I jumped in the Thames. They made the water boil. There was a drain somewhere along the river. So I crawled up there. For days, the smoke didn't reach me. There was water there. I had water there. So that was something. By the time I gathered enough strength to come to my senses, the victory was won. How did it end for you?
I don't remember. What time is it?
It's 9 o'clock.
It can't be.
Well, it's 9:02 a.m.
The day hasn't dawned.
It's the smoke. I saw it rising up across London.
Are they shutting out the sun? Is that the idea? They're gonna smother the Earth in it.
Maybe it's what the sky looks like on Mars.
I can't believe it just dropped. What killed it?
Well, I imagine it was hit, the explosions.
We need food and water. Here. Use some of these. Need your strength.
A few days ago, me and Mrs. E, we drank some rather unpleasant-looking water, so I think that perhaps that's what's responsible.
That was a bit silly, wasn't it?
Was a bit.
That's how you do when I'm not here to take care of you.
Evidently.
There's a door unlocked down the hall. Come on, let's see if we can find anything.
Rest.
Eat my sweeties.
Where is everyone? This was supposed to be a refuge.
Maybe no one ever made it here.
Someone's been here. Otherwise there'd be food, supplies. It's like they just vanished.
One of these must be unlocked. Must be a storeroom or something somewhere. You that way. I this.
What? There are bodies scattered all over the roof. They're your refugees.
God knows how they ended up there.
Some water. It's enough for Mrs. Elphinstone, George, and the child.
I'm not sure the old lady should have any.
What?
She's dying. I think she's got typhoid. We need to prioritize people who have a chance.
Don't tell George. He'll only give her his. There's nothing else here. We can't stay. Run.
Steve, come on. Come on, wake up. She won't wake up.
George, come on.
There isn't time. Grab the girl. Get on it, come on.
Who is it? Run.
Felicity, come on.
Quick.
We have to help her.
Quiet. Shh.
What was that?
It must have come out of the machine. We're going to have to shut ourselves in. We need to fight.
George, what is it?
Is he all right?
No, of course not. He's starving and his sickness is getting worse.
We must think of something, Mrs. Thing. I tried to do this as often as I can.
Did you ever see anything?
No, nothing unusual. Just the planet. Mars isn't as close as it was 5 years ago. I think perhaps if they start doing things once they get into opposition.
Look. They're burning the bodies. There's fever in the village.
I'll try to do a couple more hours before bedtime.
Do you believe in God?
Assuredly not.
Then how do you explain the churchyards?
In what way?
The churchyards, the burial grounds, have been the only fertile places since the last few years. So if you don't believe in God, miracles, providence, how do you explain that?
It's clearly something to do with the corpses. Either some nourishment that they give to the earth, or some rot from the putrefaction that repels the weed. Fasciitis bacteria, maybe. We did some experiments with that. Although most of my colleagues still believe that infection was caused by bad air. It didn't work.
Perhaps it is something to do with God, then. Like they say.
You put your hope in that rubbish, Mrs. Thing. We're in the Dark Ages.
We're already in the Dark Ages.
Now, I know things might look bleak, but let's keep our chins up. It's not all doom and gloom. And whatever that thing is out there, we outnumber it. There's 4 of us against 1 creature. And clearly it doesn't know yet we're here. Therefore, we have an advantage. Let's not forget that chaps have been in situations like this before and they've come out smiling. Just think of Baden-Powell King. Key thing is self-preservation and defense. So, fire bombs. We can make them from lamp oil. Come on. Come on. All hands to the pump. That means you too. Georgie, can you fill these bottles?
How many matches?
Amy, can you help me tear these into strips to make wigs?
How many matches, Frederick?
2.
It's Baden-Powell at King.
What?
Don't you think that this could be our fault?
Whose?
Us. Like, Englishmen.
Are you quite serious?
Yes. I mean, this is what we do, isn't it? We've been doing this to people for years, people that know no better.
To take a rest, Georgie.
No. What if this is punishment?
It's not. Life doesn't work like that.
Just think what it would have been like for a man in the jungle to have seen white people for the first time, to not have received friendship, but death, to be cut down by bullets. That is what we do. We move across the earth, and we take land, and we build railways, machines, and smoke, and metal, all in our own image. That is us. We cut people down with bullets and fire, when all they have is stones and spears.
That's just rubbish, George.
Why?
Because it's just complete rubbish.
Do you think that we bear some of the blame?
No, to be perfectly honest, I don't know. No. Who do you think is punishing us? God? And do you think that's the same God that made us, also made them? You think that God created heaven and earth and Mars?
Well, who else?
God created Mars.
Mm.
And all the little old ladies up on Mars, they put on their best hats and they go to church on a Sunday and they sing hymns, and there's a little Martian Jesus and all the little Martian Romans nailed to a...
Don't laugh at me! See, that is the problem with you lot! You're always trying to see the other chap's side, which is fine when you're sitting in your drawing room in Weybridge drinking sherry, but it doesn't wash when you are fighting for your life!
Frederick. He can't stay here. None of us can. We have to leave. He's no better, Ogilvy. If anything, he's worse. What do you think they've got down in the village?
Well, they're weak from lack of food. The water's bad.
Do you think it could be typhoid fever?
Yeah.
Can you culture typhoid?
Oh, yes, I suppose. You mean make a serum?
Yes, but just culture it.
Oh, yes, it could. If I had access to someone who's sick. Why?
I don't think that we killed them. And I mean that I don't think we killed them with guns. You see, people were in hiding or they were isolated, they were far away, but I was there. I was there when they came out of their machines.
They came out of their machines.
Something's wrong with it. Maybe it's injured, or is it's sick?
Either way, this is our chance. And then we make a run for it. All of us. There's a way. Around the edge of the machine. Come on.
Where is she?
She's just gone to get her, Come on, darling. Run! Run!
I've never told anyone this before. Never told anyone how it ended for me.
I thought you said you couldn't remember.
I didn't think I did. I think I've just kept it locked away. We've done all right, not remembering. It was easier not to remember.
Wish we'd been married.
The thing is, Ogilvy, they ate flesh.
What?
They ate human flesh. They ate flesh. They ate human flesh. I think that's what killed them.
You want to experiment on these sick people to test some theory that it was our own infection, our own disease?
That's an emotive way of putting it. Something here has made them ill, just like it makes us ill. That, combined with the fact that they were eating the rotting flesh.
That is a rumor of the more lurid type.
I saw it.
People saw many things under great grief. Half of them are fairy stories. Fairy tales of people being eaten alive.
It won't hurt just to let us in and try.
No.
He'll be fine. I promise you. We have to try.
I need to go in the morning because I need to give Greaves a column and a half by so then I'll hand in my notice. But I just have to finish this. I just have to finish this article first.
All right, George. Just do it in the morning, yes? There must be something in the air. Or maybe it's in the meat, something they don't like, something that weakens them. It would be rather poetic, wouldn't it? If they'd studied us, if they'd worked out how to deal with us.
Every bit of pain that has come into you has always been about.
And I guarantee you'll have no life.
Always been about. It broke my heart. Too afraid to face up to responsibility.
You
This house. You emptied my life of all its best years. Stay and do the prodding thing. To make you so
We should just call out to it. We should just shout out to it. I'll go and speak to it. I'll go and reason with it. It must be able to see reason. Because it's intelligent, isn't it? It's intelligent, and this can't be the first meeting between advanced worlds. I think it's just a terrible...
George, stop! George, stop, George!
I'll just go and reason with...
George, stop!
It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all right.
We just need to wait here for a while, and it will die, like the other one did.
Come on. Come on.
It was George Jr.'s. It was his. I used the blood I collected before we gave him the serum. I cultivated typhoid bacteria. Salmonella typhi, combined it with fasciitis, rotting flesh. It's dead. You killed it. It's a start.
It is.
It's perhaps not too late in the year to clear some land, plant some seeds. If we can just make it through another year. There's no guarantee the seeds will grow, but this is how we do it. Not by praying, not by saluting the bloody Union Jack. When he's better, Mrs. Thing, I would like to take George for a swim in the sea without it being clogged up with all that horrid stuff. I should like a bacon sandwich.
It's a start.
It's a start.
It's proof of nothing. It's hardly anything.
Take it or leave it, sir. It's dying.
And the victory, the knowledge of victory, the knowledge that God and Great Britain repelled the creatures, you would take that away and have the men think instead that it was their own rot that was humanity's salvation.
I think it's more suggestive of a higher purpose, that the Martians were killed by the smallest creatures that God put on the planet, that we have learned to fight off or live with over millions of years at the cost of millions of lives.
That's not Christianity, sir. That's Darwinism.
All survival is built on sacrifice, and that is a fact.
Something has to happen soon. George. Something has to happen soon. George, I'm all right. Please just lie down.
Amy,
What?
I don't think anything's going to happen soon. I don't think it's going to go away. Stands to reason, doesn't it? There's two of us. And there's one of it. Can't get us both.
What?
I'm a nice fellow. I'll just talk to it. And I'll tell it that I have a wife. And I have a child. I would very much like to spare.
Please, George, no. Please.
I love you. I love you, Amy.
He'd gone half mad with typhoid. We were in an orphanage. They'd been there for days. There was a creature there. It had killed the others. It was only George and I left. And he wanted to go out and tell it that we were there. I wouldn't let him. And then eventually, as the days passed and we were dying of thirst, I knew I'd lose the baby. So I let him go. And I was able to get away. I didn't see him die, I just ran. I suppose I've always hoped he lived.
Why have you carried this for so long?
How could I not?
Amy, you had a child growing inside you. One of the last children to be born here. Perhaps even one of the last children ever to be born. George was delirious. Probably dying in any case. So how can you blame yourself? You were not being selfish. You did this impossible thing in order that your child might be born and might live.
In which case, that makes me no better than them. If I do unspeakable things just to survive. For one, I fell in love with George, and he was married to a perfectly good woman. I took him for myself. She's on the list. She's in a plague pit somewhere in Highgate. And perhaps if George had been there to take care of her, then maybe she'd be alive now.
These things happen.
And what good has it done? Look at him. I haven't been any sort of mother. Look at him. He's on his own.
No. Amy, he's alive. And that's what counts. Life is what counts.
Tell me about things.
Things?
In the world.
Things. I'll move up then. Come here. You know, George, there's lots of marvelous things. Where I grew up, people didn't look like us. They had brown skin. And often they were very poor. Didn't always have enough to eat. You know what? They were so cheerful and so happy. And they wore really bright colors. And the sun shone there. It was so warm, so bright. And the sky wasn't grey and pink. It was blue, clear blue. There were lots of animals, all sorts of birds of different colors, tigers, mongooses, snakes. And then there were the mountains. The mountains were... and they were bigger than you can even dream, George. And they were, gosh, purple, black, grey. Some of them were even white with snow. Cold white snow. I used to go visit my father up there. He'd be drawing maps. And one day, when I was a little bit older, I got on a ship. I sailed across the oceans and I came here. And I got off the ship and I thought, oh, it's a little bit rainy. And I thought it was pretty. And it's countryside. And it's cities. People. Millions of people. And children. Thousands of children everywhere. Playing and laughing, singing, and they're eventually going to sleep.
One day, can we go there?
I will start packing our bags.
No, Mummy.
I love you. Go to sleep.
Do you, like me, spend hours poring over books and magazines trying to dream up the perfect home?
These two are transforming homes beyond the wildest imaginations.
Okay, go.
Turning virtual into reality. Whoa! The revolutionary home makeover show.
That is quite extraordinary.
Wow.
Where you can see it.
Amazing, isn't it?
Before you do it.
So kick back, relax, and let's see your home made perfect.
Starts next Sunday on 1.